Welcome, guys, to our channel Allegedly. Aspire,
As always,
Marcel, and our new guest.
Hello and God bless. My name is Arvin. I am the leader of Korona Młodych. We are the youth wing of the Confederation of the Polish Crown, that is the party of MEP Grzegorz Braun.
Okay, so beginning with your organization. Thank you for coming today. Could you tell me, are you a founder of this organization, or you have become at some point a member of this organization?
I joined the organization in its early days, and I became its second ever chairman.
That's good. And it's like regional one here in Warsaw, or you are like Polish wide?
Nationwide.
Nationwide. Oh, that's good. And could you tell me how old are you and what has brought you to this, let me say, radical right wing, core right wing political views?
I'm 21, and first longest I can recall. First longest my memory reaches back. I have been more or less right wing. I've always believed in natural hierarchy. Monarchism was basically the first political view I ever held. So, supporting the crown and joining the youth wing was just the natural course of action for me.
Oh, that's good.
healthy start.
We start. I will just switch to another topic, and we'll get back to your organization. Aspire. Could you tell me what was the first time when you heard about Grzegorz Braun?
Well, with Grzegorz Braun, I had the pleasure of marching with Braun, and I didn't even know at the time. We were in a march together, and it only came to me after reviewing some photographs. But Grzegorz Braun, my first exposure, gosh, I can't remember when. I mean,
Was
honestly,
it fire extinguisher?
Of course, magnificent event. No one can deny that. Actually, I have to say that secretly in the background, in the scene, a lot of people really cheered for that. Of course, political images, we got to keep it on the down low, but a lot of people were very happy that that happened, as I've heard. But yeah, I mean, major event, of course, got a lot of attention. His name's always been in the background, and like I said,
Do you really remember? Because maybe not all of we have also viewers from other countries. Do you really remember what happened at this very day? It was like around exactly 2 years ago. Damn, anniversary!
yeah, oh yeah, that's right. It's
Happy Hanukkah!
I mean, perfect that we have you here. Yeah, happy Hanukkah, guys. So yeah, perfect anniversary right here. But I mean, yeah, as an American, I didn't really hear about Braun, of course, until I moved here after 2017, somewhere around there. We might have even given speeches together at the time when I was kind of showing up and being a part of the movement during the kind of reformative years, if you will, when the Liberal Party was going down and the new conservative Peace Party was going up. I can call him Piss, whatever. But yeah, gosh, I can't really put my thumb on it.
Okay, so at the event of Hanukkah, when our previous president was sparkling up, firing up the candles, Grzegorz Braun, took a fire extinguisher and went to the candle and just practically extinguished it down. Yeah, yeah, he blew it down. So for you as for a young guy, you were like 20 years old back then, probably a student. Was it something spectacular that made you pay attention to this very guy?
Oh, I was already a member of the youth wing for around 2 years by then.
I was
So
about to ask, you were 18 when you joined, or how old were you?
when I joined.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, it was something that was like, I mean, it's not something that I wouldn't have expected based on our party's views, but like seeing the actual action happen, that was something extraordinary, and it's these kinds of things that I really like live for, so to speak, politically.
Absolutely extraordinary is right, because we've never before seen a politician stand up to Jewish supremacy in, I don't know how many years, how many decades, especially in Poland or any country. Decades, absolutely decades, maybe half a century. Who knows?
Yeah, it was actually the first time when somebody stood up to Jewish, let me say, customs, to Jewish habits, and especially it was weird for me that we do not have any parliament member coming from Israel or something, but we celebrate Hanukkah. Okay, I'm not saying much about it. You are here to put your opinion here, but after this event, I have spoken with one of the Confederacja politician. She's now in the European Parliament, so you can come up with the idea who it is. Probably you know already.
Probably aware.
So I met her a few years ago when she was not so famous, but I saw a big future for her. It was Eva, obviously, and I can tell you the secret that she strongly criticized Brown for what he has done. That he has done good for himself, but for whole of the party it was very negative event, that he has not consulted it with all of the party, because back then he didn't he was a member, and he was one of the leaders of Confederacja. What do you think about this? Is it was it right for the whole all of his organization that he went for it?
I believe it was a very good course of action, and it demonstrated an understanding of the target demographic of the people we wish to appeal to. And of course, it was a very authentic gesture and action of very justified resistance, which also opened the eyes of many people to what exactly is happening in the Polish parliament. Because this is something that won't really get as much traction if you just have a protest or some kind of social media campaign. But especially if you're just surrounded by this kind of media blockade, as our party is. So this type of action that basically forces the leftist/liberal media to cover the topic, while simultaneously just exposing the issue for all to see. This is just the optimal way to play in this kind of situation. So I believe it was just a demonstration that Mr. Brown understood the rules of the game and played the right card at the right time.
Okay, because I am honestly the voter of this original Confederacja, and I cannot say that it was like fully good, because it was more of a happening. What do you think about it? What he has done? Should this action be agreed with all of the leaders, with all of the members of this organization, or it's good that he's doing such actions without any consent of others?
Like I said just before, no one has really challenged the Jewish supremacy, at least in Poland, the way that Grzegorz Braun has in the past several decades. And there's this old saying that in order to make an omelet, you have to break a few eggs. Not everyone can be accepting, not everyone can be happy with the immediate results, right? Okay, breaking some beautiful eggs here, but in the end, we're going to have a beautiful omelet, and people have to see that these kind of moves, because obviously the extinguishment of the Hanukkah candles, the menorah, wasn't the only event that solidified the kind of forward momentum that is taking place. And people need to need to look very much into the future, where this is going. And there's an old saying about the times of the fall of Rome, which I know a lot of people love Rome, the Roman Empire, and I can't say who made this saying, but it's can you hear the trumpets? Can you hear the stomping of the feet, the boots going up and down, if you will? If you're not paying attention to that, you are putting yourself at risk of being either left behind or being in the path of those stomping boots. So I think Braun is essentially laying the foundation for because the act itself was an act of bravery. He's putting his entire career on the line every time he does something like this. And we've seen the challenges, the punishments that have been put up against him to try to silence him, to intimidate him, to get him out of the political arena, which has garnered so much respect. With the things that I disagree with on him, or about certain political topics.
Let's go into this topic. I know this topic that you
as
would
a
like to discuss.
politician. Certainly.
Okay, but and here.
Let's go back. I mean, maybe
Yeah.
Erwin would like to.
I would like also to ask you one question. Around 10 years ago, Braun was asked when the first war in Ukraine happened, 2014. He was asked about situation in Ukraine, and he has declared that he will never say anything against Ukrainian society, against Ukrainian politics, because he would never want to spark up the, let me say, conflict between our nations, and that we should work together. What's your take on this? Why did he change the tactics? Why did he read the, let me say, the political views, changing views in Poland? What has happened within these 10 years?
So I will note that if it's the quote that you're referring to, it was slightly different. It was like if I were to like try and pit Poles and Ukrainians against each other, I would do this and that. But like the thing that is worth remembering is how much Ukrainian society has changed within these 10 years. The popularity of historical figures like Stepan Bandera or Roman Szuchewicz, who are responsible for atrocities against Poles, skyrocketed in this time, and this has resulted in a much more anti-Polish, much more hostile Ukrainian society, and that is at the core of like the reasoning behind this change. It's not that we changed our attitude towards Ukrainians as much as it is that Ukrainian society has undergone a change regardless of our feelings on the topic. It's just how it is, and we had to adapt to a changing game.
But
May I interject? Do you think that this is being propagated perhaps by Russian infiltrators who are attempting to escalate the tensions between the two ethnic groups?
I don't believe that this can be traced to Russia. I think this is just a like Ukrainian thing. This is just a matter of Ukrainian authorities just running on heavily on banderism. Like you've had statements by Zelensky, who was saying that he's fine with Ukrainians viewing Bandera as a hero. You have like demonstrations, celebrations of Bandera's birthday in Lviv. This is something that's just normally present in Ukrainian society, and we as Poles have to just put our boot down, because when this kind of thing happens, and then you have like these refugees traveling into our country, then we have to just beware the fact that our government is letting in people who come from a culture that glorifies murderers of our kin.
Absolutely.
Okay, not once, few times, Braun was asked if he finds Vladimir Putin as a war criminal. He has said, because he finds Zelensky or other people he finds as war criminals, but he could not admit and confirm that Vladimir Putin is a war criminal. What's your take on this, Aspire?
Oh my gosh. I mean,
Maybe
for
you've
me-
heard the justification of him.
I have not heard what the justification.
Okay, as far as I remember, his justification was that we cannot break our good connection with Russia, because they are our Slavic brothers, and when the war is over, all of the Europe will go back to trading with Russia, and we cannot be left out, not taking part and not profiting out of the, let me say, cooperation with Russia as it was in previous years. You would like to add something, guys?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, go ahead, Erwin.
So it is worth noting that this will indeed be the case, that after the war is over, Europe will try and like normalize relations with Russia again. Business will go back to normal, and there is a very real danger that Polish political elites, with just over-the-top Russophobia, will burn bridges that are very difficult to rebuild and leave Poland in the dirt, so to speak. There's this very naive belief that people like Minister Sikorski love to propagate, that if we do something without expecting anything in return, then America or Ukraine will just notice this and pay us back out of the goodness of their hearts, which is just unrealistic geopolitics. And I believe that this is just the modus operandi of the current Polish political elite. And so, burning bridges with Russia unnecessarily, especially when charges against Putin include splitting up families, which I won't really go into the details of that because that's a complex topic, but uh, ultimately there's
But do you share the view that we can say that Zelensky, so the president of Ukraine, is a war criminal, but Vladimir Putin, we cannot say that. It's better not to say it.
It's definitely better not to provoke one of the biggest world powers. That's all I can really say on that topic. I do not wish to because this is on a national level. This is about politics between countries. I do not want to make an enemy of one of the big powers of the world, especially when no power, no sphere of influence is ideal, and I don't want to burn bridges with anyone unnecessarily. Not with Russia, not with China, not with the United States.
Yeah, absolutely. I like to play naivete myself, but I have here this hat, and if you can read it, it says "The Jews did it." Well, what did the Jews do? It makes it pretty simple. I have a pretty simple mindset. When I was playing into that, okay, Russians could be responsible for propagating the ethnic tensions between Poles and Ukrainians and working behind the scenes for these type of things. But the bottom line is, when you look at the relations between Russia and Ukraine, is how many Jews do you have in government? How many Jews do you have influencing the playboard, the chessboard, if you will? So
the question is, where do escape people who are caught after corruption, like the last minister of Ukraine with $100 million? To which country did he escape to?
To Russia.
Not really.
Oh no, he didn't. Oh, he went to Israel. So I could. Are you talking about the last president of Ukraine?
No. I mean the friend of him, like a minister who is
he's a friend of him.
responsible
Okay.
for energy, like an energetical department, and he has stolen $100 million, and he has escaped to Israel. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
You know why?
Go figure. I mean, well, dual citizenship goes a long way, doesn't it?
Yeah, and there's also other oligarchs also being involved in any corruption scandal, investing in Zelensky's party. And do you know where he lives now?
Zelensky or this?
The guy, this oligarch that's sponsoring him.
Oh, I can't imagine where. It must be beachfront property in Madagascar.
Tel Aviv.
Oh man, blows my mind.
What a surprise! Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, exactly. So very simple worldview. The Jews did it. What did they do? Well, you tell me. And so very, very good to point out, though. I mean, indeed, Putin has a strong position where he's at. But my feeling on the whole Ukrainian war is that if either side wanted to end it, it would have been ended very quickly. Russia could have indeed captured Kyiv, and if the EU or the United States wanted to stop the Russian invasion, they could have from the very beginning. It would have been over in a matter of months. We all had the manpower. Russia had the manpower at the time. We don't know if Russia is playing the art of war of appearing weak when you are strong, or what is happening, or if this is just classic USSR shenanigans. Go ahead.
I mean, there is just a thing to note about how modern warfare has just changed because of how big cities have become, and we've seen this in the Russian-Ukrainian war. We've seen how specific urban areas were just hell to fight over,
How do you
and
capture a modern city.
yeah, it's basically a jungle. Every corner, you can expect a bayonet charge. You take a few steps back, the enemy can easily recapture this ground. This is basically a situation where cities were something that you really didn't want to deal with even in the past. Historically, you would either want to cut a deal with some factions within the city, or you would want to just draw the enemy out to fight them on a more open battlefield. Nowadays, cities are just even harder, and in addition, warfare has shifted a lot to things like drone strikes. Warfare is way more hellish than it ever was before.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, just when you have, I've seen plenty of terrible videos, which, by the way, whether it's Russians or Ukrainians being killed by these drone strikes, they're always white. It's a white man. So I get pretty sick of, the degradation of the people who are actually doing the fighting as being brownoids of some kind. I'm certain that they're there. I'm certain that Russia is making as much utilitarian movements of their, let's say, lesser forces as they
Tribes.
can. Yeah, of their tribes. There are many tribes that Mongolians, North Koreans, what is it, the
Yeah, from
Czech, Chechens, whoever, who are also, I mean, pretty white population, even though they're Muslim. But it's a pretty sad, sick situation, and I mean, talking about the hellish landscape.
I
when you can be
think
playing
I think
cards
our
and
next episode should be conclusions out of the one book of Austrian painter.
oh yeah, sure.
Because it's very associated to very connected to recent wars that are happening.
Yeah, a lot of commentary can be said. There's a lot of things that are just like prophetic out of that book. And maybe just to bring things around, I don't know if it's time to do it yet. Maybe you have other topics.
I still would like to ask him a couple
Yeah,
of questions. Okay, now recent government would love to delegalize the party of Brown. What will you do? Will you go to the origin Confederacja or maybe to PiS that is also supposed to be right wing?
We have no intention, there's no plan to join forces with anyone as a result of being outlawed. We don't currently expect them to actually succeed, though we have no doubts that they will attempt to. They're trying to censor us, to block us in every way possible. But this is just another step, and we'll see how this goes. They're just hopefully going to fail. And we're not going to give up. If they ban us, we will find a way to get up. This is a force that these guys will not stop.
Okay, what's your take on actual last news from PiS, also right-wing party, so supposedly, allegedly, yeah, who said lately, politicians said that the war in Palestine is all about Hamas, and it will keep going. It should keep going until Hamas is not fully vanished. And second of all, what do you think about Patrick Jaki? So also in the European Parliament, very famous guy. I love this guy for his speeches in Euro Parliament. But he said lately that he would not be against delegalizing the party of Brown.
I assume the first one you were referring to was Tarczyński?
Yes.
Yeah.
But also to Jaki. Jaki said similar thing.
Yeah, peace has a big Zionist problem. Peace is a big Zionist problem, and Zionism is just a cancer that occupies both the center right and the center left. These politicians are just an example of what this leads to, because they, especially Tarczyński, who is famous for his sentences against his speeches against illegal immigration, but he's not going to say a word against legal immigration. He's basically the Polish Tommy Robinson type. I think that's just the ultimate example.
who came to visit, right? And who spent time with him?
Coincidence.
Two Zionists kicking it together. Why not?
Yeah, but this is an example of where your movement gets with Zionism. You can get some media boosts, maybe you'll get some popularity because Elon Musk might retweet you. I believe that's what a lot of these center-right Zio shills are hoping for, because it's going to give them a big boost. But ultimately, they have no hope of actually defeating the problems they claim to fight against, because mass immigration, a big cause of mass immigration from the Middle East is that Israel is just destabilizing its surrounding countries, and this is forcing refugees from Muslim countries to travel to Europe or elsewhere. So ultimately, the Muslim migration crisis has its origins in Israeli action, and by supporting Israeli action, specifically with Tarczyński, for example, supporting Israeli war crimes, supporting the bombing of Iran or other countries, they're basically pretending to fight against mass immigration while empowering it with propaganda.
100%. Well said.
Like something because also have one question about your party. So recently, out of the jail in South Africa was released a killer of a communist, of a black communist, Janusz Waluś, and probably he will be nominated to the party of Braun, and he will find his place in the Polish parliament for by next election. And also, there is a possibility that two comrades, this guy, these funny guys that are recently being accused for anti-Semitism and for several couple of accusations. How do you feel that such controversial people would join the party, especially when comrades were saying bad words, they were insulting Bible, Holy Bible, and Janusz Waluś, the released guy, he has killed somebody. So he.
So I will note that when we talk about running in the next elections, we talk about this broad extinguisher front, as we refer to it. This means that it's not just limited to the party, and we will be recommending people who are strongly affiliated with the movement, who have something valuable to contribute, even if we don't necessarily agree with them on all issues, just if they are trustworthy. And the comrades, they've been there for us. When we held many of our protests, they've shown up at our anti-immigration rallies. They've shown up again and again. They've just shown integrity and loyalty. So I, of course, as a devout Catholic, I strongly disagree with certain statements that we've made in the past. I shan't quote them directly. But the ones, nevertheless, I consider their organization to be valuable. Their organization does not consist of anti-theists. I know for a fact that there are numerous Catholics there as well.
Would you aspire? Would you accept a killer of black communists into your party?
Oh, absolutely not. I mean, I'm a black man myself. If you don't
Jamal.
know this, Jamal. Well, it's quite the harrowing story that this man has really been put through a lot. I mean, he suffered a lot, as everyone knows, and it's amazing that he was basically allowed to be alive. It's incredible that there wasn't a hit put on him.
He was initially sentenced. Yeah, he was initially sentenced to death, but then they changed the verdict, and eventually he just did his time and was allowed to return to Poland. And Mr. Braun received him from the airport.
But was he not stabbed in prison, or was that?
He was. I think he was stabbed once. But
he was
about him, we can make longer episode next time to get prepared better. Because he's also a very interesting person.
Absolutely. If that was the last of your questions, I just have one more.
Go ahead.
So, since you're with us, how would you promote the Crown movement, the Crown organization, the Youth Crown? Sorry, right? What would you tell young people today is valuable about your organization? What would enrich their lives to be a part of this organization, and what brought you around to it?
So the first thing, if you're trying to get into politics, if you're trying to get into any kind of major movement that will define so much of your life, because this is beyond politics. By joining up with a movement this radical, this much against the degeneracy of the modern world, you're basically risking a lot. You're declaring that you're willing to make yourself a pariah in this liberal society because you
from your own country,
like you were.
Unfortunately, it is. I just have to say, man, as a young man, from a middle-aged man to a young man, it's a long, hard road, and you really need to know how to play it. You really need to know what hills to die on, and there will be mistakes made. There might be things that make you feel emotionally rocked, and you just need to be able to come back from that, and you need to be able to reanalyze maybe your perspective on the matter and how to address that, and really to never give up hope. Number one. But sorry to interrupt. Just wanted to add.
So that's important. You need to understand that if you're willing to risk this much, it's more than just politics. It's a life-defining decision to a great extent, and you need to determine like what your life is oriented towards. You need to find your purpose, and I believe, as a Catholic, that our ultimate purpose is to seek God, to seek salvation, and this is a great source of motivation because whatever we do here, no matter what fate may befall us, we hope that our reward will be in heaven. Every step we take is a step in a fight for a better future for countless others, for our kin in Poland. Not just in Poland. We're basically fighting for the world. We're fighting for our people in a broader sense against mass immigration. We are fighting for human dignity itself in an age where 72 million unborn children are murdered in every year.
My question is: in 2 years, we will have new election, like less 1.5 year parliamentary election. Can I expect these happenings of Braun, like when he when he locked down this abortion doctor in her clinic, or when he destroyed the LGBT banner? Will it? Can I hope for intensification of these happenings? Do you think?
Oh, what can I say? Well, in the next election, according to the forecasts that various accounts on social media are posting, Crown can expect tens of members of parliament. So I dare say you can expect more. I mean, a few weeks, I think, or days or weeks before Mr. Brown's intervention, I basically had a dream where I was like, yeah, I want to do exactly that.
Because Brown was the only one doing these happenings, but having a look at you are quite a calm person, outspoken person, but I'm pretty sure that there will be more crazy people so courageous to do these happenings again, because I do not support this, but I can understand, and I'm really having fun watching it. So I hope for all of the best for your organization, and I hope that you will come more often to our podcast, because it's really interesting to hear your point of view, because it's a bit different from mine or from Aspire's.
Yeah, much pleasure here on this side. Great to have you with us, and we look forward to hearing more from you. If ever you feel you have an update you want to share, or anything you want to get off your chest, anything you want to share with our audience, feel free to contact us, and we'll do this again. So many thanks for being out here with us.
Thank you for having me.
Okay, and let's jump into a new episode.
All right. Well.